Once all the mechanical bosses are slain, the player is told that the jungle grows restless. For those veterans of the game, all this means is that we need to go on the potentially long journey of finding the elusive Plantera bulb so we can defeat the boss and continue to the next phase of progression. Generally, we take for granted this phase of progression, and the game begins to feel like a little more than a boss rush. But what does a new player experience when they reach this phase, and why is Plantera potentially the best boss they could encounter? We start out the post-mech phase by first checking on what can be made with the mech drops. For instance, he noticed a flamethrower, and although interested in it, he never did craft it. He also made a stop at the mechanic. He didn't really say much about what he was thinking while looking at the wiring stuff for sale, but ever since learning teleporters existed, he's wanted to get them working, and so combed through the mechanic shop in search for answers. It took some trial and error, and considering how I think this is one of the game's more complicated mechanics, I was pretty surprised and excited to see him figure it out.
Oh,
hey!
What'd I do? Something worked. Cool. Yay. Now I can go back. This is fun. How far is it from here to home base?
Pretty far, I'd say.
Gosh. I want to try it now. I want to try to wire it in. It's going to be a long task, though.
He initially thought wire was 6 copper a pop instead of the 6 silver it actually is, which made him second guess setting up the teleporter. He feels poor, but actually has a small fortune in a treasure chest back at the house. It's too bad he never figured out how piggy banks work, and I'm still not sure how solid his understanding of the game's currency actually is. He really could afford the wiring if he wanted to, but he'd also end up making the whole thing with just the wrench and not the grand design, which would really hit me in the nostalgia and hit him in the frustration. Remember when the grand design didn't exist? Wiring was so much more painful to use. Now let's head to the jungle where he knows something has changed but has no idea what. On his way down, he actually spotted this wiring in the wild. I think this is the first time he'd noticed it, and he considered harvesting this wire rather than buying it. He explored for a while but didn't find anything interesting until he happened upon the jungle temple again.
Ooh, look at that glowing stuff over there.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. What are you? Wish we knew, but we don't. Maybe one day I'll learn.
He was kind of hoping for a secret access tunnel to be somewhere below the temple. Of course there isn't, but it's a fun idea. With no access to the temple and about a half hour of exploring the jungle, I begin to worry. My main concern with the jungle is that finding a Plantera bulb can take a long time even for an experienced player, and with how distractible a new player is, I couldn't help but wonder if Travis would eventually get bored of the jungle and move on to something else. At the same time though, there is chlorophyte to mine, which could keep a new player down here for a little while, assuming they figure out how to mine the stuff. Travis intends on making the Drax, but wanted to first see what had changed in the jungle. There's also the fact that the new player is told something has changed down here after the mechs are defeated, and so it's a pretty clear clue that this is where they should be, and so I think this is pretty well made to help the new player figure out the next step of the game. It's just a matter of whether Travis will find the plant bulb or not. Right now he's just filling in the dark spots on the map, figuring the new stuff must be there.
Oh, my bad. Whoops.
What are you using that shoots so rapidly?
It's a magic dagger.
It just looks like you're throwing bananas everywhere.
Feel the wrath of my magic bananas.
Banana. Ooh, do you have that teleporter, randomly teleport staff thing on you?
Yeah, I do.
Would that get you in there?
This is super cool to see how he remembered something he obtained quite a long time ago, actually, and thought of how to use it here. Maybe at one point this was a possibility, but Relogic really locked down the jungle temple, you know, other than preventing a very simple hoik at the front door. Now, another common problem with hard mode jungle is the lack of life fruit. Life fruit aren't appearing often, and the few that have been appearing he hasn't noticed when walking past them. Granted, life fruit are pretty hard to spot on your first playthrough. You don't know they exist, so you don't know to look for anything, and although different, their sprite and color scheme matches the looks of everything else, so it makes sense that they'd generally only be found on accident. The same, sadly, applies to the Plantera bulb. The bulb has some uniqueness to it, with the bulb being bright pink and moving slightly, Considering the bright colors of some things in the jungle, it's understandable that someone could miss this. For Travis, it's perhaps more the fact that he often doesn't do a great job at scanning everything on his screen, or maybe it's just that he doesn't know what he's looking for, or what he's looking at, and even if he saw the bulb, he could easily have thought it was just another plant in the jungle. From what I've seen thus far, I highly suspect he won't give the bulbs another thought until he sees one spawned in the dark, and this suspicion seems to be confirmed when he walks right past a bulb on his way to the shimmer.
Life fruit? Where did I get that? Permanently increases maximum life by 5. Yes, please.
Yeah, picked it up while you're wandering around the jungle.
And he walks past it twice. After almost an hour of finding nothing, he decides to make the pickaxe to start mining the chlorophyte. Thankfully, it wasn't a problem at all for him to craft it. He's still missing Plantera bulbs, but he's mining just fine.
After that little bit, I have 223.
Nice.
You think that's enough to head back and check it out?
Well, I know whether or not it is.
So he went home to craft stuff. Would have been nice to collect more chlorophyte so he could get more gear, but he's got enough to start crafting some things. He's generally much more interested in this stuff than the hollowed gear because their numbers are generally just higher for everything but the shot bow. But of course, he doesn't realize it shoots 3 arrows instead of just 1, and he still, like most noobs, only really look at the one number, the damage one, to see if it's higher or not to gauge how good a weapon is.
Average speed, shoots a powerful orb. I'm tempted to play with that. Okay, let's go find the slime and smack him with this ridiculously overpowered sword. Kapow! That's my axe. Blip. Oh, that doesn't use mana or anything. It's just...
Nope.
Or does it?
Can I just point out real quick how a sword shooting a projectile for free confused Travis? There's this whole discussion about melee weapons and whether they should or should not shoot projectiles, and that it basically just turns into Ranger at a point, and maybe Travis here is giving a talking point to one side of that debate.
Okay, I'm just gonna go put some more banners down, because there's never a shortage of banners. I learned recently that you get banners when you kill a certain amount of creatures.
Yep.
Do you know that?
Yup.
Yeah.
It only says it every time you get it.
I never made the connection.
This is something I wanted to include just for those who feel like they don't know as much as they should, and for those who know more than anybody needs to know. It's totally normal for a person to miss things that are seemingly obvious to other people. Travis has picked up on some things faster than other friends and has been slower on others. Terraria is so deep with hundreds or thousands of mechanics that are never spelled out to the player in any way that it's easy for someone to not know something that seems very simple. I know for myself it took many years before I learned NPCs only move houses at night. I never drew the connection, I just knew I'd tell them to move and eventually they would. Travis has come a long way, but he and people like him are still unaware of so much, and that's perfectly okay. Nobody needs to know everything. I personally even intentionally avoid looking at a lot of the wiki because I love learning new things about the game all the time. Back to Travis, he remembered the Dryad gave him world statuses, you know, certain percentage corrupt, certain percentage not, and was wondering if she'd have anything helpful for him for, you know, cleaning up the world. Of course she doesn't help much, and he didn't notice purification powder at all, but maybe that's for the best so he doesn't go around the whole world with thousands of bags of the stuff only to purify the surface and have it get corrupted in 10 seconds. But the Dryad mentioned the witch doctor, and so he talked to her, and this is when he learned about the bewitching table, or I guess more like he learned what the bewitching table actually does. And he also bought an imbuing station whose function he hasn't figured out yet.
Increase max number of minions. Is that just so long as I'm next to a table? Or is that just permanent? Yeah. Let's grab another minion, eh? Can I have my pirate back? You both here? They are. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's return to the jungle.
There's something going on in the jungle. I don't know what it is. But I want to know. But I don't know how to find out. Plantera, the overground monstrosity of the jungle's depths.
Here's the thing with Plantera's achievement description. It's not exactly the most helpful. At the very least, everything is pointing Travis to the jungle, so I'm fairly sure he'll stick around until he figures it out. On the downside, he has no idea what he's looking for, and the way he interpreted the achievement was that Plantera must be in the lower levels of the jungle. It makes total sense how he interpreted it, but Plantera isn't exactly limited to the lower sections of the jungle. Just about anywhere underground works. I wish the achievement said something like careful not to break the pretty plant, something a little more indicative of what needs to be done. That could also force him to focus on the plants he's breaking, which would also have the consequence of teaching him about life fruit as well. On the bright side, because he's spent so much time in the jungle, he's mined enough chlorophyte for full armor. Weirdly though, he's enjoyed using the cursed flame so much while down here that he actually crafted the mage headset.
Oh, the crystal thing on top of my head shot. Wow. Whoa, that does an insane amount. What? All by itself. I just stand here and it shoots. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot of damage output now.
I ended up electing to not use chlorophyte armor so my crystal wouldn't assist too much in boss fights. With nothing showing up after all this time, he continued thinking he needed to fill out more of the map.
I mean, there's a little chunk more towards the surface that we haven't messed with.
True.
So we might want to fill that in.
Thankfully, wanting to fill out this layer of the jungle resulted in him using this wide open jungle entrance he's been running past this entire time. So now our travel will be cut down a bit, but something even more important came out of it.
So down we shall go, I think. That laser beam is quite powerful. Oh, I should have brought a spelunker potion. Glowing flower. That's kind of cool. Oh, what?
You figured it out so quick today.
That's hilarious.
You're doing great.
Let's see, I have lots of
Don't
things.
forget to heal.
Oh, yes, thank you. There's so much stuff happening.
I'll light the tunnel.
Okay.
Goodness, he's almost gotten half of its health
Ow.
already. Look at him go.
Ah, but I'm about to die.
Oh, he's so close to dying. Oh.
Ow.
I believe in you. You can get this. You already got half of
Oh,
the
yeah.
first try.
Yeah, that was
You walked past so many of those things last
Believe
time.
I don't know why I even pay attention to it today. Yeah, wow. I'm in disbelief right now. Okay, well now we can gear up for a boss fight.
Yeah. And you have some general ideas what you're dealing with?
I guess so. Not too bad, I don't think. Wow, I'm just still in shock of why I even went to go pick a flower. And then, boom! The boss I've been looking for days. Why would I even think that a flower would spawn a boss? That doesn't make any sense.
Was that what you were thinking it would do, or were you
No, I just wanted to pick up a flower to add it to my flower garden or something up there. Which, I don't know why that crossed my mind.
Now Travis asking this question is fair enough. Why would a noob think that breaking a flower would spawn a boss? Plantera is the only boss that spawns in this manner, and since there is nothing that shows the noob what Plantera looks like, they will have no idea that there is a resemblance between the bulb and the boss itself. But I think Relogic made a very good choice in making the bulb glow. He didn't really notice the flower until he saw it glowing. This, I think, is ultimately a wonderful design decision because the game pointed the player to the jungle with no specifics, telling them a general direction to go in, but also opening the door for lots of exploration, trial, and error. The bulbs are rare, so it could take a while, but Travis knew something new must be down here, and so I'd imagine most noobs would persist in their searching until eventually seeing a glowing flower. Very few things glow in the game, least of all blocks or bushes, so at this point in the game, it's hard to imagine a curious new player seeing this strange glow and not deciding to check it out. And looking at the Steam achievements, this seems to bear out as very few people defeat the mechs and don't defeat Plantera, while the drop-off from the wall to the mechs is a bit more steep.
Back to find a flower.
Man, it's farting all over the place.
Yep. Making sure this world is mine and everyone knows it.
It's marking his territory.
Still one of the funnest things I've made in this game.
If you were to guess about how far in the game's progression you are, what would you guess?
Oh, maybe like 3/5.
3/5. Very interesting.
Less than half.
But
what?
3/5 is 60%.
Oh wait, I meant 2/5. Less than half. I think less than half.
Less than half. Okay.
Yes.
We're like 40%, like 2/5? Is that what you're thinking?
Yes. I have no clue how far this game goes. I know there's like a bunch of bosses, but I don't know what one of the main ones is, or what end game looks like, or whatever.
Yeah, like you have no idea who the final boss is.
No.
Yeah. I'm very curious as to whether or not you will recognize the final boss as the final boss.
I mean, if it runs credits like Minecraft does, then I might know, but
yeah, like once it's beat, sure.
Now I gotta remember what the plant looked like.
Well, it glows.
Like a big blossom thing.
Yeah.
Like Plantera's face. You know, I mean, I still haven't seen where those jungle hearts come from yet, either.
Yeah, you've collected a few.
I'm still at a loss for how they end up in my inventory.
Yeah.
I assume they're like drops from creatures, but I have no confirmation on that. Oh, look! It's a green heart!
While we search for another bulb, Travis makes one very important point about Plantera.
It felt doable. Unlike other ones, which were like totally out of my league until I was in their league.
We actually just happened to find a bulb really quickly, but anyways, something I didn't quite realize was just how easy Plantera really is in classic mode. The jump from the wall to the mechs is a massive one, and there's many paths you can take to conquering them. But there isn't really any guidance as to how to do so. You kind of just figure it out by exploring and farming, but noobs don't really know what to farm for. Meanwhile, Plantera is very beatable using just glorified gear, which you could obtain from the jungle. Obtaining adamantite or titanium gear for the mechs is decent, but really not enough a lot of the time. So for Plantera at least, the game points you to a very specific place, the jungle, which provides you with everything you need to take down the boss in the jungle. The transition from mechs to the plant went orders of magnitude smoother for Travis, and sure, the early hard mode grind is always one of the longer points of a playthrough, but I find it rather astonishing at just how steep a climb Travis's experience has revealed it to be. It has been a very big encouragement to Travis that Plantera is well within his reach after being so discouraged from repeated mech failures.
I have an Uzi.
Wait, you got an Uzi?
I have an Uzi!
Dude, are you?
It's right here!
You're not.
I assume that's super rare.
You're not going to beat the luckiest man alive allegations. Holy cow!
Ready? Here we go. Where are you? Better not be in the temple. Oh, she is in the temple. Come on, down here. Come down here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, little Plenty. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Take that. Eat that. What am I doing? Yeah, here we go.
I don't know. There's some blocks so we don't fall too far. Oh, and he
Yeah.
fell. What do I do? I try to help. What does he do?
I can't see. Let's see.
I'll bring her over to you. Ha! Take that. Oh, heal if you can.
I did. I did heal.
He was pretty excited to find her in that open area, but didn't fully consider how he was going to move around the space. It was a good place to battle, he just needed to do a little more prep, and I think he could have taken her down. Plantera has also resulted in a part of the multiplayer aspect of this run to be a little more apparent. Whenever a boss targets me, I generally try to find Travis and follow his movements the best I can so it acts similarly to if it were in single player. In some ways, the multiplayer aspect of the run helps Travis because I can take some of the heat off of him, but in other ways, it's more difficult because it's harder to learn the boss's patterns when it's periodically changing its target. We'll see how he does, but I'm confident he can solo the plant, so I decided to take a hands-off approach on this one. And in case you've forgotten, boss health does not scale in classic mode, so for all intents and purposes, he's fighting a single-player Plantera. Now, the entire time he's played the game, he's had a hard time seeing things, and this was where we got into a potential reason as to why.
Because I'm finding that my 19-inch laptop is too big for this game. It's too far for me to look to see my health and my weapons and all that stuff.
Well, you can increase the UI size.
I feel like that would clutter the screen, though.
Probably.
I have a hard enough time seeing stuff as it is.
I'm not sure how much of a game design thing this is, but I do wonder how the size of a person's screen can impact their experience of Terraria. I generally play the game on my fancy 27-inch monitor, and the size does at times make it harder to see things on the edges because I'm not scanning that far away. At the same time, a smaller screen makes everything, well, smaller. Either of the extremes make it a lot more understandable how someone would frequently miss things. Changing the UI size is an option to at least help with seeing your inventory and health and stuff, but also nobody wants the UI to take up the bulk of the screen. You can also play the game more zoomed in, but that invites other problems like unseen enemies taking you out from off screen. There's a reason zoomed in runs are considered challenge runs after all. I can't think of anything to fix this per se, it's just interesting to consider how screen size could impact a player's experience. That aside, Travis has found another bulb and did something that makes me very proud of him.
Well, I'm gonna clear these little islands out here, and then we can bring the plant in.
It's very rudimentary, but for the first time, he's making a bit of an arena, unless we count the short dirt pillar he made near his house for the eye fight. I was concerned helping him with the max would result in him never considering making an arena ever, but Plantera seems to have maybe pushed him into it. It's a bit different since for this battle he has to open up a space rather than fill in an empty one with the common platform arena, but maybe he's moving in the right direction.
Well, I don't like all these guys getting in here. They can not. Okay, I like this. This looks decent.
Oh, she doesn't know where I'm going. Oh, she can't keep track of me. Whoa!
Whoa! She got
no.
tea!
Oh, he accidentally threw his venom staff. Oh no!
Ah, where's all my other things? Okay.
Oh!
I don't think he's doing it on purpose at all, but he's actually doing a good job at mixing his debuffs, hitting Plantera with venom, cursed flames, and some regular fire damage from flaming arrows. It's a solid mix.
You think there's any kind of prep or gear you might need to get, or you just think you just need to, I don't know, get gooder?
I feel like I was doing well if I could just maneuver around enough and dodge damage.
I'd
Just
agree with
dishing
that.
it out pretty good. I could bring my Bast down there again. That's a buff thing that we can bring over there. I know! We can just wreck an entire room to explode. And as soon as she steps in, kablooey.
I love how he thought of this idea that in classic mode may very well be unironically viable. Speaking of explosives.
And
Wow, I got both of us.
got a 2-for-1 combo deal right there.
Oh, look at that.
There it is.
Look, a suspicious looking chest. We found it. I mean, flower.
Now, I think the one loss he suffered in the larger area has made him come to the wrong conclusion.
I don't know. Do we need a big space to fight this thing? I don't think so.
Here's a thought. I wonder how different his approach to bosses would be if he were playing in expert mode. The reason being that the difficulty jump from classic to expert is quite sizable. In classic, you can afford to ram into bosses frequently and still come out on top. But by the time you hit expert, unless you have a highly specialized build to avoid damage, you need to learn to dodge bosses. As Travis playing classic mode taught him that it's not a big deal to get hit, has it limited him by not forcing him to think of ways to avoid being hit at all. I still think classic is the best difficulty for a noob to start in, but I'm curious if it resulted in him inadvertently limiting his own potential.
You okay? Don't die!
Same to you.
Ow, ow, ow. Oh, she got her teeth.
No. Run! Run!
Why am I so slow?
Oh, she's
Oh, she charged.
That was. Oh!
What just happened? Travis probably had that battle in the bag if Plantera had continued acting normal, but that sudden burst of speed got him good. I'm guessing the Aether is just outside the jungle, and so she enraged for just a moment, but I'm unsure. That was quite unexpected. With 4 losses under his belt, he decides he needs better gear.
Yeah, let's go talk to Brian, eh? Third time the charm didn't work, so do something different. Potion, Philosopher's Stone, healing potion, and a recall potion. Anything else I should talk to him about that I've mentioned before? Butterfly dust and bee wings, yes. Wait, what is that? Can of worms!
Oh, no.
Got 3 of them!
Core memory unlocked.
Yes, very much so. Let's go talk to Brian. Talk to our favorite guide who we have not dumped into lava.
Yeah, he might be the one who's been around the longest at this point.
Well, he's never been anywhere except the Hollow. Seems to be the safest place on the planet.
I got elderberries from one of those trees.
Yeah.
What is that make? Make a smoothie of darkness. Come to the dark side, we have smoothies.
Okay, Jagged Lava Charm.
Oh, this makes some cool looking stuff. Lava waders?
I was so excited. Travis was about to learn he could craft lava waders, but then he never looked at the recipe. I'm going to kill him. He's got water walking boots in his inventory right now, and I know for a fact he's got several obsidian roses. He has everything he needs, but despite looking at the waders, he never looked at the recipe. At the very least, he did check out the Philosopher's Stone and is going to make a charm of myths, and ultimately, that's probably going to be a greater help to him. But the lava waders I know would also have been a big help. Something he did check out was the greater healing potions and their recipe.
I can make super healing potions. Oh, those are crazy. Takes 4 and fragments of things that I have never seen before. Butterfly dust can make butterfly wings. Flight and slow fall. That's it. That's an achievement. That's a thing that I can do eventually.
This just occurred to me. He might have a problem with Souls of Flight. Why? Because I think he's assumed they're obtained from a boss similar to the souls dropped from the mechs. Since he has no idea there even is a space or sky layer, it hasn't occurred to him there might be a certain flying dragon in the sky he could kill for these souls. And really, there isn't much the game does to point the player in the direction they need to go to find these souls. At best, it assumes the player has already found a sky island, and so they might think to check up there. Although I'd imagine since wyverns can be a very rare spawn, that some people could go into space, not see anything for a minute, and go on their merry way. It also occurs to me that a small world might be the best option for a new player simply because it's a whole lot easier to accidentally find yourself in the space layer for these to spawn. All that said, I think something needs to hint towards there being sky islands. There's a loading screen hint that appears, and Travis even read it before, only to later forget about it. I haven't found anything in the guide's dialogue options about Sky Islands, and the achievement is totally unhelpful. Gravitation potions are probably one of the best items left for the player to make this discovery on accident. Apart from that, there's only that achievement for making it to space, but with how they are ordered, the noob would need to read through every achievement and decide to go for it. But all things considered, that's unlikely unless the noob is one of those people who loves getting all the achievements in the game. Like for Travis, he only uses the achievements to see what's next, and for all I know, he assumes he'll be going through the whole list step by step until he beats the game.
Right, that doesn't help me too much on all the things, but it is more info.
He makes the Charm of Myths and replaces one of his accessories. I'll give you a second to think about which one he's going to replace. That's right, he replaces the climbing gear. Good job, Travis, not a bad choice.
Okay, this time we're gonna get her.
Yeah, we are.
She gonna die. Oh, there's a smelly flower over here. Oh, we could lure her down to her. We can just stand around in the honey and have regen.
Yeah, could do that.
Seems like a little bit of terraforming required and not very big space, but
Yeah.
I like it.
Maybe
Wait. Mining these beehives, though, that makes honey, I think. So if we just make a pool, yeah, something like that. And then mine a bit of this stuff. I'm firing on all 2 brain cells. Woo!
This may legitimately be the biggest brain thing Travis has done his entire playthrough. Ultimately, it's not going to accomplish too much, but it will be helpful, and the fact that he put together these various factors to accomplish his goal is awesome to see.
She got her teeth back!
She's getting munchy.
No, leave me alone, lady!
Oh, he's so close.
Oh, come on!
Come on! Stay alive!
I'm trying! Oh, so close! So close! Oh, it's so close! That was a really good setup, too, I think. Well, let's just run it back. Sparkly land! Whee! I wanted to figure out the secret to that little biome there sometime. It's pretty cool.
You don't think you've figured out the secret yet?
I have no idea what is significant about it other than the pool. Or if there's anything else to do with the pool. What the point of the pool is. Because it's a cool pool. Whee! Did we go wee under the water?
Yeah.
Another one.
He smartly flattened out an area around the bulb and enclosed it so no enemies would come in and he wouldn't fall down these holes. However, while we waited, he happened to get a magic quiver. Not bad for him since he uses his repeater a bit. What accessory does he replace it with? I'll give you a second to wait. No, Travis, stop looking at the star veil. No, Travis, what do you do? No! He did worse against Plantera than previous times. I wonder why. Regardless, the loss was disappointing for him.
We can do another? I just don't want to waste all the ugly flowers. Or pretty flowers, whatever.
What do you mean you don't want to waste them?
I mean, do they keep respawning in, or is there like a limited number of them? Because as I'm wandering around, we take out one over here, we do one over here, we do one over there. Do they come back eventually in those areas that we were, or?
Is that rhetorical, or do you want an answer?
I'm thinking out loud.
Okay.
I'm thinking out loud. It can be easily answerable by seeing one where we've been before.
True.
While checking recipes for something helpful, he stumbled across glorified arrows, quite the massive upgrade from flaming ones. Unable to help myself, I hinted that he should also upgrade his orichalcum repeater.
Is the shot bow the repeater? Let's see. Very fast speed, very weak knockback. That looks like the repeater type of thing, even if it has a different name. Yeah, that must be the thing. 40 versus 52. Okay, let's make this.
See, how quick is quick now?
What was that? Back and forth. That's like triple damage.
Now the shot bow is better than the orichalcum repeater because it shoots 3 arrows per shot, though I think Travis might have thought the shot bow was what resulted in the arrows bouncing. Whatever the case, he has the better bow and better arrows, but is also starting to build out a ranger class while wearing the mage headset. So even with these upgrades, they weren't able to live up to their fullest potential. Even fighting in his favorite arena again, he performed quite poorly in his next battle.
I'm curious to think if there is like other objectives to do. You can like multitask, or if it's like the boss is the only thing to do at a time.
I guess one potential problem Terraria runs into is that it's a sandbox where the first half of the game is very open. You can fight the bosses in many different orders. All that really matters, progression-wise, is killing the wall. Everything else is technically optional, other than, well, maybe Skeletron. Do you have to defeat Skeletron? I forget. But regardless, if one boss gives you trouble in pre-hard mode, it's very likely there's something else you can do that's just as productive as beating that boss. Once hard mode hits, the game suddenly becomes pretty linear. There are still several extra bosses, but the mechs must die for Plantera to appear. Plantera must die to get into the jungle temple unless you learn Hoiks. Golem must die for cultists, and so on and so forth. Now I think Terraria handles this in a pretty good way because come hard mode, once you clear each hurdle, you're pretty directly pointed to the next place you need to go, with the jungle temple being the only potential exception if in your searching for Plantera, you never come across the temple. This is where a question I often ask when playing the other games comes into the picture. What do you do when you can't beat the next boss? In linear games, you're often just stuck until you get good, but in a sandbox, you'd assume there's probably something else that can be done. But in Terraria, it's an open-ended sandbox until you hit hard mode, where it's suddenly a more linear game. Not totally so, but what else could he realistically do right now? Lace wings don't spawn till post-Plantera, there's no moon events or final tier solar eclipse. Duke Fishron could be killed, but a noob is likely going to struggle with him even more than Plantera, and by that I mean he's going to struggle a lot more. Not to mention, I'm not sure how a noob would figure out catching truffle worms in the first place. I guess, now that I think about it, the game does open up quite a bit post-Plantera, but the mech to Plantera stage is very empty, which I guess is why the jungle contains everything needed to defeat Plantera? Huh. I guess that's actually pretty dang smart, even if Travis's struggles result in him searching around the dark places of his world since he wants to take a break from his persistent losses against the plant. Although the break turned out to be much longer than anticipated. There was a long, nearly 2-month-long break from the game that he took because our schedules just didn't align for quite a while. And something that can happen to people when taking a long break mid-game is that they'll forget a number of things, which thankfully wasn't a big problem for him.
My hope is that, after your break, you've been fully reset. You'll be able to just take down Plantera first try. Easy boss.
Yeah. Easy boss, yes. Not completely forgetting what all my key bindings are.
Yeah, right. There have been people commenting on a decent number of videos like, "Where's Travis? What happened to him?"
Oh no.
Say, don't worry, he's just spending time with family.
I'm sorry, people. Yeah, life is crazy. I gotta go see if I have my notes. Let's see. Do I have it in this pile of paper? No. Okay, I guess I'm lost.
Oh no.
Oh, I have a laser rifle and an Uzi.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Those are new.
Being gone forced him to go over the weapons he had and reevaluate what he thought was most powerful. Ultimately, he didn't come to any new conclusions, but at least he thought about it again. Being gone a while probably also prompted him to look for clues as to what to do next.
I want to go talk to Brian, or whoever happens to be the guide these days. See if he has any hints or tips or tricks or whatever. 'Cause I can't remember. Last time we talked.
You and your flatulent basilisk.
I'm still rather proud of it.
Mine stinks so much you can see the clouds of stench coming from it.
Here, I can shoot little ones too.
Oh, gross! They're big, round, and chunky.
Mine are painful. All right. Softball. No, I want to talk to Kevin.
He did get some new info from the guide, but I found his dialogue pointing him to how to get the cyborg to be quite interesting. Very vague, but points him to the biome he needs to be for the next phase of progression, but that hint was unique. I've been beating it like a dead horse at this point, but the guide's dialogue needs to be changed so the NPC hints are not all front-loaded. He always has to click through every single one of those hints before getting to anything remotely helpful, and even then, he's told things that at this point are old news, even if they were still a little helpful, as the hints spelled out the game mechanic for him a bit more clearly.
I tried to teach you about the old one army, but you should ask the barkeep. There's a hint to a thing that we've already done before. All right, I've already messed with the old man's army, which is a lot of fun. I'd rather do that than go fishing. To be some roadkill, we shall do.
He's a roadkill.
Roadkill. Plant kill.
Oh,
roadkill.
He's a plant killer.
Roundup, that's what I was trying to say.
He actually thought to bring the star in a bottle and vast statue with him.
Now we're ready. Let's find the plant. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if we can find one next to honey. That was pretty slick. That right here.
Yeah.
I don't like this spot very much.
Yeah, not a very good spot.
Let's keep looking. I don't like it. It's too claustrophobic and prone for me to get stuck.
Now, one part of me is proud of him for reaching that conclusion. It means he's putting more forethought not only into his equipment when fighting bosses, but the physical space as well. The other part of me looks at this and knows he's likely not going to make an arena regardless of where he ends up finding a bulb. At least not one using platforms and such. He'll probably wait to find a bulb that's in an open space, and though he has done terraforming before, he still doesn't grasp arenas at all. Also, life fruit still confuses him.
Where did that come from? Did you give it to me, or did it randomly be on the ground?
You're the one who did everything required to get it.
I was mining rocks. I missed something. Maybe I broke a plant, a specific plant.
This doesn't have to do with his progression, but he nearly skipped all of October. Thankfully, he didn't miss it entirely, and so he got a taste of Halloween, and now that I think about it, this is the perfect timing for it because he's about at the stage of progression for the pumpkin moon, and he could collect pumpkins that are now growing naturally.
A goodie bag, right-click to open. I got a rotten egg. 30 of them.
Here, have some more
Best
goodie
used
bags.
for pranking townfolk. Oh, leprechaun hat, leprechaun. Okay, yeah.
He doesn't want to be a leprechaun. I do. Hidey howdy ho.
Yeah. And a ghost shirt and a ghost mask. I still haven't found a plant thing.
Yeah.
I assume there's more than one. Found one.
Woo!
This is even a more claustrophobic spot, but
Well, not to the right.
I guess we could lure her away from the little tunnel, prick it, and run away. Yeah, that works.
Like a knock and
think
run. Knock and run.
We will cover up the water. That'll work. And there's lots of stuff to bounce around on. Let's try this, eh? Oh, no, not yet. I didn't put down my lantern and a
Oh, yeah.
thing. Okay, and I have a cheeseburger and an archery potion to eat. So, here we go.
He just immediately cuts out screaming. You break out.
That's gonna be funny. Here, let's see. How's this? Oh, wrong button. Aha. Ow. Jerk.
She really seems to like me this battle.
I know.
Making it really easy on you. Run!
Hey, now she's looking at me.
Oh, she's coming for you. Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Oh, what the button is for? Healing. I think it's H.
Yeah, I think you used it. It looks like you used it.
I think I did.
Get away from me! Why are you chasing me? Get Travis! Get him!
No, don't get me!
He likes plants! He has a green thumb!
I do not have a green thumb!
Now that bottom left text that most noobs don't see gives some more important information. I draw his attention to the chat and let him come to his own conclusion, but also wanted to add that I didn't even notice the text appear and thought that there was a bug that kept it from appearing, and I knew it was coming. I say that just as further evidence that if you're enjoying your time in the game, it's very easy not to notice the little text in the corner. As for the battle itself, my presence definitely made a major impact on that particular battle. It'd be interesting to see how someone would do without the second player present. In all likelihood, Travis would struggle much more with many of the bosses, which would either have forced him to get better at the game or driven him to quit in frustration, who's to say. I need to somehow find someone who I can observe without playing with them, but friends want to play together. That's, what friends do. So I'm not sure how I could find such a person who knows nothing about Terraria, is willing to go through a no wiki process, and also not play together and just, kind of have me in their ear listening and watching.
All right, what kind of stuff did I get? I got rockets. Because that's what everyone gets from plants. And a temple key, a grenade launcher.
Seemed excited about that one.
I know where that goes.
Hey, he remembers.
Of course I remember. This big giant triangle that's impenetrable. Yeah.
Oh, it's right next to us too. Handy.
Oh, yeah. Plantera's woken. Pirates have arrived. Plantera's been defeated. Okay, dungeon. That was a thing that somebody was saying once upon a time. A lady, and she said, "Oh, go explore the dungeon." And there was nothing to explore over here, under the temple thing. So is this the dungeon, or is the dungeon something else that we haven't discovered yet? I don't know.
I'm not sure where to point the finger with this one. The dungeon isn't exactly called the dungeon too often, and most of the references I can think of are not ones that make it clear which dungeon is the dungeon. Weirdly, the best way to figure out that would be breaking the dungeon furniture, since most of it is called dungeon, this or that. The temple key is also called the temple key, and I helped him draw that connection, and I guess thinking a little more, the achievements also strongly hint at what the dungeon is, so I'm going to chalk up this confusion, although understandable, to Travis not quite catching the hints.
Num.
That's not what I thought was about to happen. All right.
So that time I used a lot of my shot bow and my laser rifle. So that seemed to work pretty well. That and somebody dogging her aggro. So
yeah.
I'm not sure if this is why, but I am wearing melee armor while he has a mage armor. Maybe there's some hidden aggro changes made with the classes or something, I don't know. Plantera just seemed to target me way more than usual that fight. On a totally different note, he may have just noticed the multiple loadout options.
can you have multiple loadouts like readily available?
Yes,
so this is loadout 1. I can click loadout 2 to like do a melee thing or something?
Yes, you can.
Whoa. That's kind of cool.
For some reason, after he defeated Plantera, he just started wandering around these caves.
Are we going anywhere?
Left.
So he roamed until he reached the elevator.
We're home, yay!
Oh, what the? Guy followed us all the way here?
Oh,
Hey,
dude!
welcome to our place, guy. Well, that's not how you welcome your guests, Travis.
No, it's fireworks. Fireworks.
Oh, yay! Celebrate. Well, too bad he died.
We've been getting the pirates a lot, which is a little annoying, but it's also great for Travis because he can now use them as a sort of measuring stick.
I feel overpowered for pirate ships.
This is a real important feeling, I think, for the new player to know that they have become more powerful. It's affirming that they have in fact made progress. Not sure if there are any ways Terraria does this on its own. I think generally to get that feeling you need to farm, and most noobs I've seen don't really consider farming. I also wouldn't posit the idea that invasions like the pirates should be made more common as a way of providing that feeling, because that would quickly become annoying to regular players of the game. So maybe there's nothing to really change here, just that it's good that Travis feels he has progressed.
Travis, look out. There's a witch behind you!
Do witches like plants? Ah!
This is a really small thing, but you know how candles can't be placed on blocks, only platforms or tables and stuff like that? I've never really understood why the need to make the distinction. Ultimately, it has very little impact on the experience, but can be a little frustrating.
I can't put the candle down. Oh, golden candle can be placed. No, you're lying.
Try placing it over here.
You can put it on platforms. Okay. Not other things.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Oh, because these are like shelves, maybe? Doesn't make sense to me.
We messed around with costumes for a second and ended up putting on the full Rune Wizard set, where you learned the effect it creates and rather enjoyed that.
Then I can glow and sparkle. Oh, me sparkly. I fart and sparkle. Aren't I special?
No. He was real special with that combo.
One final note with the Halloween stuff. He wasn't sure what pumpkins were for and ended up placing them like blocks and made a pumpkin around the base. With that and some sorting done, we head to the jungle temple.
All right, let's go figure out what the big deal with this place is.
Yeah. This is a very purple world you got here.
What am I supposed to do about it? I'm doing what I know to do. Beat bosses. Kevin won't tell me how to fix this, so I am just waiting for something to happen. Aha! I killed a plant thinking it was a life fruit, and it was a life fruit.
Hey! He's figuring it out.
Let's smack stuff and see what happens, and make mental notes.
Yeah.
Wait, we can do Plantera again?
We can.
We could. I have other things, better things to do with my time. Like explore. I have more burning questions other than old news.
How quickly Plantera became old news.
Hey, I beat her. You need a Uzi and a laser rifle. Okay, here we go. I have the key. Right here. Alright.
Can he
We
get
tried that
inside?
Yeah. Me! We did it!
Woo!
I meant to say, call me, what's his face? Indiana Jones. Light this place up first, and then explore it, I think. What are those? Lizards. They're not really adorable.
Not one bit.
Well, I feel like this is a little bit of cheating because I know how big this thing is. Ow, ow, no, ow. Stop with the bouncing bits. Oh, is that what this little lever thing is? Destroy that. I think, yep.
Oh.
Ow, there's darts too.
Didn't break it. Didn't break it.
Oh, come on. Oh, no. Oh, watch out. No.
There you go.
Keep going, just keep going. Oh, there's chests too. Cool.
I'm just going to explore the whole place before you open any of them.
Yeah. Find out what the secret to this temple is. Oh, there's a secret to this place.
What?
The random painting.
Oh, yes, that's definitely it.
Okay, let's get out of here. I got it.
Let's go.
Lizard King. Oh, now they're really gonna hate me. I'm stealing artwork.
Yeah, they're king too.
Ow!
Oh, and he's gone.
I got a solar tablet fragment and a painting and a lizard power cell. What in the world?
You died in the same traps again.
Yeah, don't do that. You always said the same traps, so I tried to do different ones.
And he got hit.
Oh, bouncing balls. Okay, watch out. There's one here too. Okay, I now have 8 lizard pressure plates.
Standing on a spike. Still
Thank you.
standing on a spike.
Oh!
You jumped right onto another spike.
That's what a spike looks like. They're not new. I've seen them before. Still looking for something out of the ordinary, unless this place is just good for loot. Oh, the second Lizard King painting. There we go.
There
Now
you
they'll
go.
really be upset. This is a really big room over here.
Oh, what the?
There's a lot of these pressure plates down here.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to get them all. Okay, I found a thing. I don't know what it is.
But it's
do I do?
shiny. He found a boss! And he's almost dead.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I'm happy I got rid of most of the pressure plates. A consumable lizard power. Oh, use at the lizard altar. Is that what that was? I
Yeah.
used a lizard cell.
Overall, there isn't too much to say about the Jungle Temple, and he did pretty well navigating it for the first time. I was worried he wouldn't notice the pressure plates or think to break them, but that was clearly unwarranted. I didn't expect him to ignore the treasure chests until he'd explored the temple entirely, though. If he hadn't found the full outline of this place beforehand, he might have done that. Ultimately, it doesn't matter, but it was an interesting choice. The altar at the bottom of the temple shows what you need to use to summon the golem when you hover your mouse over it, so that's great design. Other than that, he's just really enjoyed having something new to explore again, and that is something that's lost on an experienced player like me, that this is a new chunk of exploration in late game. Now I know it so well, it's not much to explore, and ultimately it's more of a hurdle to cross than something interesting to check out. Maybe if it was made more like a maze rather than a single winding path, it maintains some intrigue for experienced players. Now Travis went through looting the rest of the temple, mostly. He did miss a few chests along the way, and of course he went through it all so he could fight the boss at the other end. Issue is, he found dynamite in the temple chest and thought it'd be useful. Actually, why do the temple chests have a lot of random early game stuff in them anyways?
Do this thing!
Let's do it.
Hiya! Dynamite's out!
Dynamite. Oh no. Did you just
Okay,
blow
last
yourself
dynamite.
up with your own dynamite?
What?
I think you hit yourself with your own dynamite.
Did I?
I think so.
Whoops. Another dynamite going out. Watch out.
Ah.
Ow! This guy. This guy. Oh, did he lose a hand?
Nope.
No, not yet.
Oh,
my thing didn't reach.
stomped.
He was about to go to the guide with the solar tablets, but smartly checked the crafting stations before doing so.
Okay, what can I do anything right now with the fragments? I can make a tablet. Okay, I can summon the eclipse.
Yes, you good?
What is that? Hiya! Hello?
Hello.
Nailhead? What are you? You are a butcher. That's kind of terrifying.
Now, of course, Travis would have no reason to think that he should wait till the start of the day to summon the solar eclipse, and it's convenient that he tried using it during the day. The fact that it's called an eclipse would hopefully make it obvious when it needs to be used, though, so I'm not really concerned there. Overall, he thought the event was pretty interesting, and he likes it when there's a bunch of enemies to slay.
Whoa, what are you? Mothron? You're cool. Oh, wow. You're a mini boss of your own. Mm-hmm. Kind of cool. I like you. Come here, come here, come here, come on, come on. Mothy, Mothy, come on. Oh, is that a baby? Shoot out a baby moth.
Oh, she flew away.
I killed the sun. That sounds terrible.
It really sucks that he didn't quite finish off Mothron in time, and it sucks even more that he got the achievement for the solar eclipse. Why? Because he came away with the impression that he accomplished everything he needed to from the event. Now, nothing in the event is necessary per se, but there are many weapon drops that would be beneficial to him, and if a broken hero sword dropped from the Mothron, he could very well end up with a Terra Blade. I find it strange that you get the achievement no matter how much of the eclipse you fight or how long it actually lasts, and there's no achievement for killing Mothron. Some changes there that require the player to experience more of the eclipse to get the achievement could be warranted. Now this is more for myself and Travis, but just so you know too, notice the holly in this room? I totally forgot that when we started this playthrough, it was November or December of 2024.
Did we start this almost a year ago? My goodness.
No, can't be.
It had to have been last December because we got Christmas presents.
Yes, yeah, candy canes.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
We've been doing this for like a year. Wow.
I suck.
Yeah. He's grown so much.
Yeah, look at me, I'm riding a basilisk.
Killed his first plant.
I did. I feel like a hero. I'm stuck in a puddle.
He returns to Golem, where he makes a pretty fair point.
And do this. I don't like how it just summons him right on top of you. That's kind of cheap.
He's actually figured out a little bit of strategy with grappling to the ceiling. It works primarily because Golem is focusing on me, but it's not a bad strategy even in single player, especially in classic mode.
This is fun. Yeah.
I bet it's fun when it's not targeting you.
Oh, exactly.
I'm gonna come over to you now.
Okay, time to move. Oh, his fist is almost dead. Get his fist.
Hey, you got one.
Hey, fist is down. He is half health. That means
I am dead.
No!
I am very much dead.
No, I'm not supposed to outlive you, dude. No. I fell to my death.
Thankfully, he's not the kind of guy to endlessly bash his head against a boss and will actually check for other things after a few losses. He wants to see if solar tablet fragments in particular are useful for anything. Of course, they are not, but at least he's considering it. I also very strongly hinted that he check out the dungeon again. Partially because he showed a little bit of an interest in, doing that earlier and seemed to have forgotten. He learned a few unimportant recipes and thankfully stumbled across the Cyborg. I was worried he wouldn't find out how to buy more rockets since he'd used all of them in the last fight. He also thought the drone and goggles looked pretty interesting even though he didn't buy them. With that, we head to the dungeon.
Right. So the screams down here, eh? So there's rusty armor bones, blue armor bones. And what is that? I couldn't see it.
His name is Bone Lee.
Bone. Okay, let's keep going and killing. Going and killing. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, it is.
Angry Bones.
Well, actually, it's Terraria, but
Oh, Travis let their arms get tore off. March 9th, 2025.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hell armored bones. Oh, you're cool. Ow. Hold on. Necromancer. All right.
Oh.
What? What'd I do?
You got something.
Shadow beam staff. Creates a shadow beam that bounces off of walls.
Oh,
Got ectoplasm. Okay, let's try this. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. What is happening? I like geometry. Yeah.
The math staff.
Hiya. Hiya. Eh.
He's struggling a little bit with it.
How much damage does this do? 105. Oh, that's like better than anything I've got currently.
I was praying he'd get at least some sort of weapon drop down here before giving up. The likelihood of something dropping is pretty good, but I never know with Travis. Better yet, he got a mage weapon, and he just so happens to be using the same mage armor, so he got something that's actually particularly useful for him.
This thing is fun but tricky to use. Did we figure out what the screams were all about? I completed the achievement robbing the grave. Okay, what is that?
Oh.
Robbing the grave. Obtain a rare treasure from a difficult dungeon. I can't see behind me. What are those? What is that?
Very dangerous.
What's going on?
Fireball.
Armored bones. Okay, so I think this cool staff I got is what the screams were about. Mm-hmm. Maybe. So we kind of covered. Oh, we didn't go all the way over to the left.
No, there's still a lot over there.
Yes. Okay, let's keep exploring.
Never in a million years would I have guessed he had arrived to that conclusion. I guess since it's the only weapon drop he's gotten, maybe he thinks it's particularly special. It's a real weird interpretation of his circumstances, but also I guess the text screams echo in the dungeon or whatever it is doesn't exactly describe what he should be doing. Ultimately, there isn't anything to find down here really, just enemies to farm for loot, which I never really thought about. Up to this point, it has never occurred to Travis to farm enemies, and why should he? Until you get a drop from an enemy, you have no reason to suspect it'll ever drop anything special. Why waste your time killing things when you don't know you'll get anything out of it? And for the dungeon in particular, he's looking for something to be here, expecting more than updated enemies, and I can't help but wonder how many noobs think the same way, where new enemies are not enough to give something a second thought. There needs to be some other point of interest. The enemies themselves are never the point in Travis's mind. Maybe a new objective should be made in the dungeon in hard mode. Maybe there should be a new chamber or something that opens up only after you defeat Plantera, and there's another boss or some other thing to make it feel like there's a point. Maybe have it so a door doesn't open unless you collect a certain amount of ectoplasm to encourage farming. I don't know. But the dungeon is one of the places I can think of where the player is cryptically told to go there, but there is no overarching objective, just new enemies to farm.
Oh, what are you, a paladin? Look at you! Ow. I get excited to read things and I lose track of everything else.
He's also recently taken note of the different colors of item names. He assumes it has to do with rarities, which is accurate, but he's confused about how it's applied because the Kraken was a drop from an enemy, while his Claymore was crafted with chlorophyte. In his mind, the Claymore should be considered much less rare since he was able to easily mine the materials and craft it, but instead, it's just as rare as a Kraken, which is a drop from an enemy. A fair point, and one that doesn't have a great explanation. That aside, what is really great is that he brought the ectoplasm to the guide.
I can make Spectre Bar's Pumpkin Moon Medallion. Summons the Pumpkin Moon, alright? And a naughty present summons the Frost Moon.
One thing I've thought here and there with the Pumpkin Moon is how the new player is meant to figure out pumpkins. Travis may just luck out with it, happening to be in Halloween at the exact time he needed to make the medallion, but if some new player played the game, but not during Halloween, I find it unlikely it'll ever occur to them to go to the Dryad to buy pumpkin seeds or to shimmer cactus into pumpkins. It's not a necessary event, but I'm sure it'd be frustrating for a new person not having a clue as to how to get pumpkins. Maybe a few pumpkins should grow right after you defeat Plantera, just enough to make a medallion or two, but I guess that could also lead to confusion as they might now assume they grow naturally and end up waiting around forever. I'm not sure, but what I am sure of is that the naughty presents recipe is easier to figure out, but the event is more difficult, which doesn't seem quite right to me. And that's where we're going to call it. This phase of progression has been pretty good for Travis. Plantera was a boss that felt very achievable for him, and fighting Golem so quickly gave him an immediate objective. On top of that, he seems to be stumbling across a lot of extra stuff that can be done, like the moons and eclipse. Hopefully he'd take some time to fight these events, as I'm pretty sure he'd enjoy them and maybe get some more drops. And I know it took a long time for this video to come out, mostly due to conflicting schedules, and depending on how he progresses, it could take a long time for the next video to come. Just be sure to subscribe and keep a sharp eye out for it. And if you have been watching the series and wonder what ever happened to the pre-hard mode dungeon, I think I'm going to end up not making an individual video on that, and it'll just be included in the massive video that goes over the entire experience in order. In the meantime, if you haven't seen it already, you should see how we managed to finally defeat the mech bosses by clicking the video right here.